Welcome to Dawn News. I got a lot of news for you today. One very exciting one very funny one, and the rest is our normal gaming topics. Let's get right into it. Phil Spencer doesn't see a world where the Series S has to miss out on some games. Well, I'm sorry to tell you, Phil, as much as I think you're the best CEO out of all of the video game companies right now, because Bowser and what's his face, ugly looking dude, Jim Ryan. He's not the greatest guy around, I can say. I don't think this is true. I think the Series S is soon to be obsolete by quite a lot. And especially with one of the topics we're talking about today. And with Baldur's Gate 3 having missing features on the Series S, such as split screen, I, for one, say the Series S is probably eventually going to miss out on some games. But they seem that they are committed. If I take them as fact and say that's the word, then good. Star Ocean, the second story arc, will run at 60 frames on PC and PS5, but 30 on Switch. What a shame. I would get the PS5 version, honestly. It's a JRPG. If you want to have the portability, Switch. If you only have a Switch. But the thing about this is, if you have a PS5 and a Switch, PS5 all the way. If you have a PC and a Switch, PC all the way. I don't really like 30 FPS anymore. You know, I'm going through Tears of the Kingdom right now, and every time I play it, I'm like, ugh, it's so slow. So, I'm not too happy about this. The Switch is getting really obsolete. Nintendo needs to make a new console soon, so Phil censors it will take time for Activision games to be on Game Pass. Will it? Well, that sucks. I was hoping all of the CODs would be on Game Pass. Guess that's a little bit, hopeful thinking. Let's get to the weird article. Twitch stars appeared in deepfakes, word that we're not allowed to say without their consent. Few laws protect them. Well, an artificial intelligence took the faces of Twitch streamers. This was February 14th. And specifically Sweet Anita, who has 1.9 million followers on Twitch, and made a deepfake out of it. She quickly Googled her name along deepfake. And honestly, it's pretty funny. Look, I'm not a girl, so I wouldn't have. If someone deepfaked my face onto a video of the of this genre of video, I think it would be pretty funny. Right? Anyway, yeah, the phenomenon university, it's getting worse. It's true. When I made AI for one of my classes, artificial intelligence and software system and expert systems, you can do a lot. Depending on how many nodes you have, you can make people do a lot of funny looking things on the internet. I wanted to bring this up because I ran into this article when I was working on an AI for a game. Like, I'm making a ROM hack of a Pokemon game, and I was looking up. I wanted to make a new artificial intelligence for this ROM hack, completely rewrite it. And this is what came up, and I said I had to put this in. It was crazy. It's absolutely crazy. I wish there was User screen or click ad for defrag. Want to subscribe, pay content for a different website. Curious. But yeah, it's neat. AI, but they're like it says here. There's definitely ethical problems here for most people. I just think it's funny. You should be flattered if someone makes an entire AI and makes a deep fake of you. I would be flattered, really. Like, if someone did it of me, you have my permission. If I ever get super uber popular on Twitch or YouTube, this is me right now telling you I would be flattered. All right, last bit of news. Oh, frick. I'm not supporting. Okay. New PS5 leak reveals much on the CPU and GPU are coming. Dude, this seems amazing. The upcoming is going to be a 4K ray tracing monster. The new APU with TSMC4 process, 8 cores based on Zen 4. We all figured that would work. This is what I'm crazy. Integrated GPU, 30 workgroup processors, and 60 compute units. The iGPU integrated would be based on RDNA 3/3.5 architecture, and APU would feature 96, which is 50% higher. Higher CPU clocks at 3.6, higher GPU clocks at 2.7, 16 gigs of GDDR6 memory with enhancement to the NVMe. Now, this was today, right? Wait. Last updated? Nay. There is one today, I thought. This was today. Well, these are the specs I was looking at anyway. If these are true, which I doubt, I have really big problems with this. One, it's going to be about twice as good as a PS5 if what they say here is true. And I really doubt if Sony is going to do that for a PS5 Pro when we're already 3 years into the life cycle, almost 4 now. I'm sure they'll probably want to look towards a PS6 soon. And I know that's surprising to say, but think about it this way. Most consoles only last about 4 years until the Pro versions came out, like PS4 Pro, and then they last about 8 to 7 years. So if next year is about 4 years into the life cycle, we only really have like 3 years once this comes out. And second, if this is true, the price, man. The PS5 is already $500. If this is $600, if this is $700, $800, I'm going to say I'm betting on this being about $800 with what's in it. Now, granted, the way they're doing it with the CPU, how it is, it's going to keep prices down a little bit. I see what they're doing here. But I have to say, it's still going to be uber expensive. And you better get your wallets ready, because I'm betting that this will be about $800. And my problem with that is, who's going to buy it? Who's going to buy that? $800? Who's going to buy that? Because I don't think, like, other than running PS5 games better, I don't really see the market for it. And that comes from a developer that makes games for, you know, I don't make them on my own. I make just, I help, or when someone sends me code, I review, look at, and, you know, stuff to help companies. When I look at this, I see, well, if we go back here, Phil Spencer said they don't see a world where the Series S is going to miss out on games. If that's true, I don't see a world where the PS5 Pro is going to get many games with many bonuses, because we still have the Xbox One and PS4 era of games coming out, which is weird, really weird. But that's fine. But now, with the PS5 Pro, which is such a significant upgrade, if it's gonna be 50% better. If it's double better, it would be 20, but I'm sure it's probably gonna be like 15 teraflops or something along those lines, probably. The Series S is gonna be left in the dirt, and you might as well dig its grave, because they'll have a choice. They'll either support the Series S, which is probably more likely because lowering specs and building lower is usually easier than building higher, because you always build for the lowest common denominator first. Now, I could see this going one to two ways. If companies want to build for the PS5 Pro, they may just leave Xbox all the way, and not make them for the Series S, and maybe just skip out on Xbox completely because it's too much effort. They'll just make it for the PS5 and the PS5 Pro, or PS4, PS5, PS5 Pro, and maybe Xbox One if they're making a PS4 version. And they'll make it for the Switch, which is significantly less powerful than these. That's why the Switch usually gets cut on the cutting room floor. So I don't see both of these being true. I don't think I see a world where Phil Spencer's statement here is true and these specs are true, because the companies would either have to pick one. It cost, I tell you right now, it is not worth the investment that they're saying. It is not worth to the companies the amount of money they got to put in for two consoles such as that, so entirely different to me, Maine, that they won't do it. They won't do it. The only reason we're getting Xbox One and PS4 games still is because of the buy-in base. They're so large, people still have them, and you can take those games and you can put them on the next-gen consoles anyway, so there's no reason for them not to do that. They see a market. When the PS5 Pro comes out, they'll either see no market for the PS5 Pro or no market for the Series S. And that's the end of it. There's not going to be an in-between. Anyway, what could always happen is the Series S version will just get an Xbox One port, and it'll run awful, which would be a shame, but I feel like that may be what might happen. If that's the case, that sucks. This has been Don Solomon at the Dawn of Everything, and I'll see you tomorrow with more news. Now, tomorrow will probably be the last news until a week from tomorrow, so keep that in mind. I'm going on vacation, and this is your last reminder. Please subscribe. Have a good one.